Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the, I love that. Y'all are very responsive today. I appreciate that. It is Wednesday. Welcome to Gainesville's historic Thomas Center. I am thrilled to be with you all here this morning. We have a great deal to celebrate today, and we will. But first, I want to remind us all that tradition reminds us that there is, of course, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. And we will laugh and we will dance, some of us, and we will celebrate. But first, I want to ask that we take this moment together to be silent and reflect on those who our community has lost over this past year. And I will ask you especially to remember the towering impact and influence of Ms. Rosa Williams, former Archer Mayor Roberta Lopez, and the incomparable Reverend Jesse Jackson. So if you will, pause a moment with me. Amen. Thank you. All right, we have a couple of housekeeping items that I want to take care of first. You all look great, by the way. So you are here to beautify the space and to be a part of our audio infrastructure. This was a lot more echoey before you all showed up and took the seats as our baffles. So welcome to that. I appreciate you. But I need to get a selfie with you all if you don't mind. So everybody smile. Oh, you look great. All right. Yes, thank you. I don't know how long I get to do this job, so I want to make sure I have good photographic evidence of every day of it. All right, once again, good morning and welcome to the Thomas Center. As we gather today to review the state of our city in this 250th year of our nation's history, it calls to mind some specific symbolic shorthand that stands for the love of freedom that inspired the American Revolution, spirit of 76. This morning, I want to borrow from that spirit of 76 and share some thoughts about the spirit of Gainesville, the unique courage and character that defines our community. What do we love? What inspires us to make positive change? Here's a quote that I think accurately represents our Gainesville spirit. Let's see if you know it. I'm running down a dream that never would come to me, working on a mystery, going wherever it leads. I don't have to name the source of that. You all know. I'd argue that it's no coincidence that Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Benmont Tench, Mike Campbell, Stan Lynch, and Ron Blair released their first album in 1976, the year of our annual bicentennial, the last time we all celebrated the spirit of 76. Now, there are parallels. No rock band has better embodied the American tradition of rebellion, attitude, and expression than the Heartbreakers. Here's one more quote, and let's see if you can guess who said this one. Benmont Tench is a thoroughly trained classical musician, which is one reason he is as good as he is. And if he chose to do so, he could sit down and rip you off a Bach or a Brahms or a Shostakovich. And most of the time, he elects to play the kind of music he does because he likes to play it. He also plays a mean rendition of What a Friend We Have in Jesus. Boy, he can tear that one out. So that one's a little tougher. Those words were spoken 40 years ago in 1986 by Benmont Tench's father, Judge Benmont M. Tench, Jr., in an interview conducted by the University of Florida's Samuel Proctor Oral History Program. Judge Tench was the son of the first Benjamin Montmorency Tench, a Gainesville businessman in the first part of the 20th century, who served as a city commissioner and mayor of Gainesville in 1935 and 1936. Whether you know Benmont Tench III as a prolific studio musician with the likes of Johnny Cash, Bob Dylan, Stevie Nicks, Aretha Franklin, wow, and many more, as a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, as the hands that command your attention and invite your emotion on songs like Don't Do Me Like That and Southern Accents, as a founding member of the Heartbreakers, or as a family member or a friend, Today, I have the great honor of welcoming him and his family back to Gainesville for a pair of sold-out performances tonight and tomorrow at the Phillips Center. And I have some things that I will invite Mr. Tench up for in a moment, but I want to tell you there's multiple things. It's not just a proclamation, it's not just a key to the city, it's lots of things. So I want to talk about those a little bit before I invite him up. I don't think we ever had walls and gates to the city of Gainesville, but a thing that mayors do is offer a key to the city to folks that we want to honor and to remind them that we want them to come back as often as they will and to remember that this is home. And this is a perfect opportunity to do that. Now, Mr. Tench has, I think, multiple keys to the city that he has to share with his bandmates. But today, he gets his own key to the city, and I hope that you will use it as regularly as you will, sir. So, yes, you can applaud that one. Yeah. Most of y'all have heard me before. You know you don't have to be shy about the applause lines. All right, so again, we have multiple things that we want to offer here, and then we'll give Mr. Tench an opportunity to address you all as well. If you would join me up here, please. All right, first we have a proclamation that whereas Benmont Tench was born and raised in Gainesville, Florida, and developed his lifelong connection to music through a rich and eclectic musical upbringing. And whereas, in the early 1970s, after the breakup of their band Mudcrutch, Benmont Tench, Tom Petty, guitarist Mike Campbell, drummer Stan Lynch, and bassist Ron Blair formed Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, soon to become one of the most influential bands in rock history. And whereas, as the founding keyboardist, Tench developed the band's signature sound, playing on 15 studio albums, and in March 2002 was inducted along with his bandmates into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And whereas Benmont Tench has enjoyed a distinguished career as both a solo artist and one of the most respected and sought-after studio musicians in popular music, collaborating with the most influential songwriters and performers of the past half-century. Whereas through his enduring artistry, humility, and dedication to craft, Benmont Tench has brought lasting recognition and pride to the city of Gainesville, inspiring musicians, songwriters, and music lovers everywhere, while demonstrating the profound cultural impact of creativity nurtured in our community. Now, therefore, I, Harvey L. Ward Jr., by the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Gainesville, do hereby proclaim February 18th, 2026, as Benmont Tench Day in the city of Gainesville, and invite all our neighbors to join me in paying tribute to this extraordinary musician, his legacy, his lifelong connection to our city, and his enduring contributions to American music. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused to be affixed the official seal of the city of Gainesville, Florida, this 27th day of January, 2026, Harvey Ward Jr., Mayor. And clap for that. Two more things. And I'll put these back over at the table so you don't carry them around. But we got to be careful with this because this falls off. But I want you to have this key to the city of Gainesville, and I hope you will use it regularly. But wait, there's more. We have in City Hall a hall of mayors where we have photos of mayors going back to the 1920s. And as you heard, Benjamin Montmorency Tench Sr., the first, however your family denotes that, was mayor in 1935 and 36. And we thought it would be nice to take along this memento. We had a local company, Fracture, put this together. It's a photo of Tench's grandfather. There you go. Yeah.
I don't know what to say. What an honor. What an honor. And I knew my grandfather was city commissioner. I didn't know he had been mayor. How I missed that, I don't know. I can't tell you how much this means to me. I love this city so much. After my parents passed away, I kept their house for 10 years. My sister Rachel lived in it and made sure that it didn't like fall down. But I found myself with a family and out west and working out west and unable to come back to Gainesville as often as I would have liked. So I don't have that house anymore, but we're going to drive by it and wave at it. This town is so special. When I was a kid, I could go to my neighbor's house and see some of the finest bluegrass musicians I've seen in my life to this day. Playing in somebody's living room. My father played classical guitar, jazz guitar, and classical piano. My mother played piano. It was simply, it's a remarkable, remarkable city for the arts and for music. So I'm so blessed to have grown up here. It's a really incredibly supportive community, and I'm really blessed to have been wandering around Lipham Music with Buster Lipham, saying, try this, try that, try this keyboard. And over in the corner were a bunch of older kids. I was 12, they were 15, so they might as well have been 40. And one of them was Tom Petty. And so a couple of years later, when I met him at some club, he went, aha. And I'm like, aha. And I don't know what to say. This is a giant, giant honor. My wife and my child told me they couldn't come because my kid's 8. She's in school. And I get to the hotel last night. I open the door, and I say to my friend Greg, there's somebody in there. And I slam the door. And it was them. And they're here, my wife Alice and my daughter Catherine. And in honor of the centennial of this nation, which I really love, the song American Girl was recorded on the 4th of July, 1976. And I remember taking note that day and going, oh, it's the 4th of July, and we're recording a song called American Girl. I wonder if anybody will ever listen to this. Thank you so much. Thank you. And this is all for my mother and my father. To the judge and Mrs. Tench. Thank you.
That's a nice way to start off, huh? Yeah, we did okay there. It is so wonderful to be able to say thank you. There's a lot that I could go on about, but most of y'all heard my stories about all that already, so I won't. You have a lot of things here that we need to learn about and talk about as we move through this day. But I want to say one more time, thank you to the Tench family for being a part of our community. Thank you. And we're going to stay on the artistic path here for a moment. And we're going to talk about an institution that was part of our community for more than half a century. I want to honor a local legend who epitomizes the spirit of our city and who played an important role as a guide and mentor working behind the scenes and sometimes in front of the scenes to put good change in motion. I'm talking about Buster Lipham, whose music store was a haven for Benmont Tench, Tom Petty, Stephen Stills, Don Felder, and generations of other artists waiting for a chance to make their mark on the world. For 59 years, between 1954 and 2014, Lipham Music was a Gainesville institution. I think it's fair to say there is a list of members of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that would not be on the wall in Cleveland without Buster Lipham. I've spoken at length with Mr. Lipham. We had some terrific conversations. He's not able to join us today, but he told me he feels profoundly honored to receive this recognition. And he sent a trusted friend, Greg McMillan, to accept the award on his behalf. Mr. McMillan, if you would come on up. This is something we've done a few times over the years. It's the Mayor's Award for Excellence in the Arts. Office of Mayor Harvey Ward, Mayor's Award for Excellence in the Arts, honoring Buster Lipham for extraordinary contributions in the field of music, presented this day, February 18th, 2026, City of Gainesville, Florida's cultural capital.
All right. Thank you so much. I want to thank Harvey and City of Gainesville for having me out. I mean, what a great day to do this. I've been a Heartbreaker fan forever and been following Ben Mott since on the street. Anyway, Buster wanted me to make it short and sweet. But let me see. Don't forget anything here real quick. And my glasses. Excuse me just a second here. Yeah, please. He just wanted me to give a huge thank you on his behalf to Mayor Ward, the City of Gainesville, and actually the whole music community. He wanted to let everyone know that he felt very privileged to have met so many wonderful, talented people over the years in the music biz, and to have lived and worked in a beautiful community where parents supported kids' interest in music. He said that was a biggie for him. Moving here in '54 from Texas, he said that Gainesville was a wonderful place to grow up, raise a family, work, and go fishing. And that there were and will always be so many talented musicians here in Gainesville. I think someone asked him one time if he thought there was something in the water. He said no, it was just talented, motivated kids that were driven to be the best they could be. And he said, but the water did taste better here than in Texas, for sure. So anyway, I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And it's an honor. Thank you so much.
We're serious about the arts in Gainesville, so thank you all for being a part of this first part. It's great, again, to be here at the Thomas Center. We have folks up in the gallery up there, so thank you all for coming out to this. I will tell you that there are probably 100 people who have a hand in making this seem effortless, and I want to give a hand back to everyone who was a part of putting this event together. I really appreciate you. There are many, many elected officials in the room and other important folks, and I'm not going to try to list everybody because I'll miss one of you and I don't want to hurt your feelings. But know, please, that I appreciate you being here. And we've got representatives from the University of Florida, from Santa Fe College, from the County Commission, the school board, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I am deeply appreciative of this community. I also want to call out I will tell you that we didn't always do a State of the City event. This is something we just kind of took for granted that everybody knew what we were doing for years, and we didn't do an annual State of the City. I think that was a mistake. And the other person who thought that was a mistake at the time was Mayor Pegeen Hanrahan, who said we should do a State of the City event, and she joins us here today. So thank you, Mayor Hanrahan. Now, I will specifically introduce all my colleagues at the City Commission. Each of them brings a genuine commitment to serving our community, and it is an honor to work alongside them as well as a privilege. I want you to know, I enjoy working with this group of commissioners. I've had the honor of being at City Hall for a little while, but working with these folks has been an absolute joy, and I really appreciate them being a part of everything we do. They are, of course, Mayor Pro Tem and District 3 Commissioner Casey Willits. At-Large Commissioner, Dr. Cynthia Moore-Chestnut. At-Large Commissioner, and coming back from sort of medical leave, James Engel. District 1 Commissioner, Desmond Duncan Walker. District 2 Commissioner, Ed Book. And the Commissioner for District 4, the home district of the Thomas Center, Brian Eastman. As commissioners, we rely on our charter officers whose diligence and expertise keeps our city running smoothly. Please join me in recognizing Interim City Manager Andrew Persons, who I learned this morning was married here on this site, so, all right. I want to take a special moment to recognize former City Manager Cynthia Williams Curry. She guided us in a difficult time starting 4 years ago and set the stage for many major accomplishments and operational milestones through her 4 years of management oversight, to include fiscal year 2025, which we'll be highlighting as we go through today. City Attorney Dan Nee, City Clerk Kristen Bryant, Equal Opportunity Director Zariah Folston, and City Auditor Stephen Mayer. With today's focus on shared history, I'd like to ask Mrs. Vivian Filer to stand so that we can thank her for providing Gainesville history moments at our commission meetings. It is always a pleasure to know that I have her advice and counsel and friendship available whenever we need it, and it's wonderful to have you with us today. Find my spot back here. Queen Mother Monye has stood for decades as a towering figure in our community's movement toward civil rights and opportunity for all. She's the founder and the chair of the Cotton Club Museum and Cultural Center. She's taught me to always include the entire phrase. Thank you again for joining us, Queen Mother. This is a remarkable year for our country. 250 years since the founding of the United States. And while Gainesville isn't quite that old, our story has always run alongside the nation's story. It's a story of people building, rebuilding, and believing in the idea that what we do locally matters. If you stand on a neighborhood street, you can hear that belief in motion, in the sound of buses trundling by, joggers passing on sidewalks and trails, kids on their way to school, scooters zipping over the sidewalks, and guitars blasting out of clubs and bars. That's Gainesville. History is happening in those moments. We're making history every day. We are history every day. I wish we were making a little less history these days, but it's okay. Here we are. This is the moment. Right now, we are building. We are growing. And I want to thank the voters who approved the half-cent infrastructure surtax that we call Streets, Stations, and Strong Foundations. Gainesville is investing $40 million in projects ready to break ground this very year. In 2026, we'll begin construction on a new Fire Station 3 at Citizens Field. The old Fire Station 3 is older than me, so it's been around for a little while. It's time for a refresh, and it'll be brand new. It's not a renovation. It is a rebuild of a very modern fire station for the neighborhoods that it serves. We're building a new Southwest Public Safety Services Center and Fire Station 9 in the southwest on Archer Road, near Archer Road. The new Gainesville Police Department Property and Evidence Building, and a better, smoother, and safer complete street experience on Northeast 9th Street. We're also delivering new, affordable homes, something every city talks about doing, but not all of them are able to actually do. We've worked with partners to construct almost 850 homes across this community in the past 3 years, all of them affordable. That's the spirit of Gainesville. Now, maybe it's not as dramatic as defeating the British Army, But living and thriving in a city that's safe, clean, and affordable is a heck of a good deal. And like the American Revolution, it's all about a willingness to make mutual sacrifices to change the status quo and hold on to the belief that together we will shape the future. Over the next few minutes, you'll hear from your city commissioners. Each one represents a different part of the work we're doing together, from safety and resilience to growth and prosperity to creativity and connection. We'll look at the progress we've made, but more importantly, at the direction we're headed, Gainesville's next chapter in the American story. Let's hear first from District 1 Commissioner Desmond Duncan Walker, who has consistently worked to enhance safety and innovation for East Gainesville and our entire community.
When we talk about the East Side, we're talking about promise. Not someday, but progress right now. Last summer, we opened the Impact GNV office on Northwest 6th Street, bringing Gainesville's commitment to preventing gun violence directly to our neighbors. This is where the BOLD program is also based. It is from this space that the city works alongside our partners in the Gun Violence Prevention Alliance to expand our footprint, doing outreach and collecting data to interrupt violence before it happens. We're also excited about the $2 million in funding now available for the Duval neighborhood through the Gainesville Community Reinvestment Area. This new initiative makes grants available to property owners and local businesses along the 8th Avenue and Waldo Road corridors. The effort is designed to support and preserve neighborhood character and bring new life to spaces that serve our community. We've also celebrated progress at the East Side Health and Economic Development Initiative, what we call EHEDI, where new infrastructure is laying the groundwork for opportunity. The opening of the UF Health East Side Urgent Care Center in 2024 was a direct result of that work. And as we look ahead, we're investigating plans for a cultural arts center in East Gainesville, a place where local art, education, and youth programs will come together under one roof. When our young people ask for places to go, things to do, mentors, and jobs, this center can be part of that answer, creating opportunity through creativity and connection.
Thank you, Commissioner Duncan Walker. The Gainesville Community Reinvestment Area, a 10-year program funded by the City of Gainesville and Alachua County, is leading long-term, place-based revitalization efforts across Gainesville with a series of transformational projects focused on economic opportunity, homes, infrastructure, and neighborhood identity. The major initiatives, including Cornerstone, 8th Avenue and Waldo Road, downtown Gainesville, Heartwood, and the 5th Avenue Pleasant Street Heritage Trail, are all designed to spark private investment, support small businesses, and bring economic opportunity to some of our most historic yet underserved neighborhoods. To develop the East Side Health and Economic Development Initiative at Cornerstone, we teamed with Alachua County and with UF Health. That partnership earned the 2024 University of Florida Wynne Phillips Town Gown Relations Award. And in 2025, we were humbled to receive a second Wynne Phillips Award in honor of the dedication and skill shown by Gainesville Public Works, the Gainesville Police Department, and Gainesville Fire Rescue in support of the university's game day operations, which we all kind of take for granted, but which takes a huge amount of effort to coordinate, and which is a model for cities around the nation and realistically around the world. Alongside their peers at UF Public Safety, the Alachua County Sheriff's Office, Alachua County Fire Rescue, and many other agencies, game day is always a success, no matter what happens on the field. We're also teaming with Santa Fe College to bring educational and economic development downtown. The city made street space available near the school's downtown campus, and now there will be a brand new automotive technology training center with a planned opening late next year. As Santa Fe College President Paul Brody said about this initiative, we wanted to put more into the downtown community. It is through collaborations such as these that we're able to enjoy the diversity of programs and services that embody the spirit of Gainesville. I'm talking about the Hogtown Medieval Fair, Fest, the Downtown Festival and Art Show, Free Fridays, the Gainesville Latino Film Festival, Journey to Juneteenth, Tom Petty Weekend, and the Gainesville Pride Festival. These are just some of the events that remind us how much spirit matters, and that belonging isn't an abstract idea, it's something you can feel and touch and experience. There's no surprise that our city's cultural partnerships are thriving. From the amazing gallery behind me that I hope you'll visit, filled with artwork created by students attending Alachua County Public Schools, to the newly refurbished 115-year-old elevator, the oldest in Florida, at the Hippodrome Theater. That's how deeply invested we are in culture. The community's premier theater has a beautiful home in a city-owned building that started its life as a U.S. Post Office and federal courthouse. Now we're going to hear from at-large Commissioner Dr. Cynthia Moore-Chestnut, whose leadership has tied Gainesville's history and heart together across decades of service, and who has built consensus around some of our city's collaborative projects.
A thriving city doesn't stand still. It reinvests in people who help to shape it and prepares for those who will follow. At Northeast 8th Avenue and Waldo Road, we're working with the School Board of Alachua County to replace Citizens Field and advance a full transformational project, a plan that will let the city bring new life to one of Gainesville's most historic public spaces. The project begins with site remediation and design work for a competition-level aquatic center and community pool, multi-purpose athletic fields, and preparations for a future senior center. This is more than construction. It's a commitment to health, recreation, and opportunity for the families who call East Gainesville home. We're also making progress with the refresh of City Hall Plaza. This effort will open up the space, improve accessibility, and create a more welcoming civic courtyard, a place where neighbors, staff, and community partners can gather, connect, and celebrate the work we do together. The plaza not only sits at the center of city operations, it reflects our personality as a community of welcome and belonging. Projects like Citizens Field and City Hall Plaza remind us what it is all about, and that is access to employment and education, and we welcome everyone.
Thank you, Commissioner Chestnut, and thank you to the School Board of Alachua County for working with us to modernize and improve Citizens Field. To our friends on the school board, we are most grateful for your leadership and your persistence in partnering with us on so many different things. Of course, all these projects require information, proposals, and strong budget analysis. We're moving forward there as well. In 2025, we received a visit from Florida DOGE. Our city staff collected financial and operational data across departments to deliver a thorough response on a tight deadline. And when I say a tight deadline, I'm talking about terabytes of data in a matter of days, all while maintaining accuracy, clear communication, and keeping up with the regular work that makes our city run. This past year, under leadership of former city manager Cynthia W. Curry, we continue to streamline operations and make budgetary adjustments to compensate for the ongoing separation from Gainesville Regional Utilities. We succeeded in building the financial infrastructure to persevere through the creation of the authority, but as a commission, we are continuing to listen to our neighbors who wish to see GRU return to the city. I want to especially thank City Attorney Dan Nee and his staff for their amazing work, diligently crafting 2 successful ballot referendums created at the urging of our neighbors to allow them, the people of Gainesville, to decide the future of their utilities. Let's face it, our neighbors, to be honest, are an inspiration. You are the true spirit of Gainesville. You are the beating heart of this community. This was made clear through 2 recent street namings. We created Terry Fleming Street to honor a leader and my friend who fought tirelessly for equality and inclusion, and IBEW Avenue to remind us that progress takes work. Both recognitions show us that Gainesville's strength comes from those who are willing to step up. And no one knows that better than at-large Commissioner James Engel.
When you've spent your life building things, you understand what it means to lay a foundation, not just for structures, but for opportunity. We honored IBEW Local 1205 because for 85 years, it's trained and represented the people who power Gainesville, electricians and tradespeople who work in construction and utilities every day. The apprenticeship program has prepared hundreds of workers for new jobs. This doesn't just teach a trade, it builds stability and pride for working families. Workforce housing is the other side of that equation. Through initiatives like our partnership with Bright Community Trust and city-developed free plans to construct accessory dwelling units, we're making sure that the people who work in our city can afford to live in it too. Honoring labor and legacy was what this year's 2 street dedications were all about. IBEW Avenue recognizes the skilled workers who keep Gainesville running. And Terry Fleming Street honors a man who worked every day to make our city more inclusive. Together they tell a single story, that our strength comes from people who care enough to build, to serve, and to stand up for one another.
Thank you, Commissioner Engel. We're a community that stands up for one another, and we're also a community that stands for resilience. In 2025, Gainesville officially earned LEED Gold certification from the U.S. Green Building Council, joining just 51 other cities nationwide. We launched a seasonal volunteer tree planting program to add up to 150 trees in parks and green spaces between October and March, improving shade while giving residents hand-on planting experience. For more than 40 years, Gainesville has been recognized as a tree city, and we still are, by the National Arbor Day Foundation. And this past year, this is a big number. This surprised me. I hope it doesn't surprise you as much. But this past year, we planted more than 3,600 trees in our city. We continue to advance transit, that means buses, sustainability by investing $22 million of federal low or no emission grant funding to purchase 21 hybrid electric buses for our regional transit system. Another $4.4 million is going to support a solar array to offset energy at the regional transit facility and provide shade for the workers' parking lot at RTS headquarters all at the same time. That's a win-win. This is future stuff. This is vision. It takes someone willing to challenge the old rules and create new ones to help a city define what tomorrow should look like. District 4 Commissioner Brian Eastman consistently steps up to speak about bold planning, smart zoning, and the sort of inclusive mobility that puts people first.
Our city is growing, not by accident, but by design. Gainesville is rewriting its comprehensive plan to better reflect who we are today and where we want to go next. We're aligning land use and zoning with modern needs, supporting smaller lot sizes and mixed-income housing that help more people call Gainesville home. Downtown, the progress is tangible. The street area is moving from pilot to permanence, with construction happening this year. The project keeps Southwest First Avenue open to people instead of cars, creating a connected space for local businesses, music, food trucks, and community events. We're also looking ahead through the city's Vision Zero program, which in October 2024 completed its first citywide plan to eliminate severe and fatal car crashes. We're building protected bike routes, improving sidewalks, and planning transit corridors so the mobility isn't a luxury, it's a given. And when the red light camera and school zone camera ordinances passed, I offered an amendment to make sure that earnings pay for sidewalks, crosswalks, and bike lanes. This all adds up to one goal, a Gainesville built for connection, where good planning makes daily life better for everyone.
Thank you, Commissioner Eastman. A Gainesville built for connection relies heavily on the people who are sworn to protect us, our first responders. Public safety is a critical job, and as mayor, I have never been more grateful for the quick action of our first responders than I was a few weeks ago, Wednesday, January 14th. Only 5 weeks ago, 3 of our Gainesville police officers, Sergeant Robert Kennedy, Officer Jesse Herringshaw, and Officer Frederick Tirado, engaged with a shooter on East University Avenue during morning rush hour. These 3 brave, and I mean brave, men ran into danger with a response that was swift, effective, and courageous, and they undoubtedly saved lives. Each will receive a mayor's commendation for valor, and I extend my deepest thanks to all the heroes in Gainesville Police Department, Gainesville Fire Rescue, University of Florida Public Safety, the Alachua County Sheriff's Office, and many other fellow agencies for their incredible work that day and every day. I'm also grateful, yes. I'm also grateful to call that incident an anomaly. Doesn't happen very often in this town. It had been since 1980 that an officer was shot in the line of duty in our community. We take this very seriously. Gainesville Police Chief Nelson Moya described it as an anomaly in a news conference that day, and that is apt. The numbers tell the story. In 2023, there were 16 gun-related homicides in the city of Gainesville. In 2024, there were 7. Last year, there were 3. We are seeing real, measurable decreases in gun violence. And I'm proud that the Gainesville City Commission declared gun violence a public health crisis in February 2023. And we gave policy direction that led to the launch of Impact GNV, the framework that guides our gun violence intervention and prevention initiatives. We've partnered with Alachua County, Santa Fe College, to form the Gun Violence Prevention Alliance. In December, the Alliance presented a county-wide strategic plan to guide long-term efforts to reduce gun violence further and strengthen community well-being. Our city gun violence prevention program, Impact GNV, is overseen by Gainesville Fire Rescue, which under the leadership of Chief Sean Hillhouse, who's back here, answered more than 29,000 calls for service in fiscal year 2025. Firefighter recruitment improved with the new 2472 schedule. They can explain that to you. It's a good thing. And the Community Resource Paramedicine Program expanded, enrolling approximately 250 new patients. GFR also works in the field with Grace Marketplace Street Outreach and Meridian Behavioral Health Care to assist neighbors experiencing homelessness. And again, as always, partnership is the key. Our Downtown Ambassador Program, which is administered by nationwide provider Block by Block, has truly changed downtown. 1 year into a 3-year contract, the team has removed 240 cubic yards of trash. Now, that sounds like a lot, and it is, but it's hard to conceptualize. A cubic yard of trash is the size of a home washing machine. So 240 cubic yards of that. They welcomed more than 7,000 visitors. They conducted more than 16,000 safety interactions with our downtown businesses, and they removed more than 2,500 instances of graffiti and stickers. I want to recognize Khalif Gamble, who is here with us this morning. He's the operations manager. He's the operations manager for the Downtown Ambassadors, and I want to thank you, Mr. Gamble, once again for your team's incredible work. These efforts align with the priorities of District 2 Commissioner Ed Book, who last year retired from his role as police chief at Santa Fe College.
The effectiveness of public safety isn't just in how we respond, it's in how we prepare. Gainesville has built a culture of readiness that connects every department and every employee to that shared mission. Our Emergency Operations Center trains city employees in all areas this year to ensure our community continues to be ready for every hurricane season, emergency, and critical incident. We are proud to partner with the University of Florida to have safe football game day operations. In the last year, we also provided public safety during the 2025 NCAA men's basketball tournament, leading up to a national championship. Go Gators! In policing, the Gainesville Police Department is earning recognition. For example, its co-responder model pairs officers with clinicians to manage behavioral and mental health calls. That program handled over 2,000 incidents last year, helping people access care instead of custody and incarceration. Our first responders at Gainesville Fire Rescue are leading the way in prevention services, emergency medical, and fire response. Implementation of innovative scheduling has made Gainesville a national model for fire safety staffing. All of this is what preparedness looks like in Gainesville: coordinated, compassionate, and constantly improving. Our priority as a city, my priority, is for all of us to enjoy a safe and vibrant GNV.
Thank you, Commissioner Book. Gainesville's parks, trails, and recreational spaces are also improving all the time. In the past year, we've seen remarkable progress from our team at Wild Spaces and public places. Through streets, stations, and strong foundations, we're completing infrastructure projects including sidewalks, drainage, and roadway work, along with investments in public safety facilities and affordable homes. With Wild Spaces Public Places funding, we've made it a priority to renovate 2 neighborhood facilities. We're moving forward with improvements to the Wilhelmina Johnson Cultural Center, home of the Gainesville Cultural Arts Coalition since 1986, and a hub for arts and community programs. The project includes electric service rerouting, upgrading lighting, a new sewer lateral, stormwater enhancements, new sidewalks, bike racks, parking lot resurfacing, and landscaping. I'm sure I left something out, but construction is anticipated to begin in just a month or so. In addition, the City of Gainesville's Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs and Wild Spaces Public Places departments are collaborating on a planning effort to renovate the T.B. McPherson Recreation Center and, with guidance from the community, shape a 10-year vision for the surrounding park. The city has budgeted $3 million for the Recreation Center renovation, with design and construction expected to begin following completion of the master planning process. I also want to mention that the city's long-range trail network is expanding, linking East Gainesville and downtown Gainesville to our wetlands, our parks, and our neighborhoods. Few people advocate more passionately for these public spaces and the everyday connections they create than Mayor Pro Tem and District 3 Commissioner Casey Willits.
This year, we continue to invest in the places where Gainesville gathers, our fields, trails, and nature parks, with projects that strengthen every neighborhood. Under Wild Spaces and Public Places, the city advanced Tom Petty Park's expansion with 8 new pickleball courts, new lighting, and ADA-accessible trail realignment. We undertook the construction at Morningside Nature Center to restore the Living History Farm and improve those animal areas. At Bulware Springs Nature Park, the city is close to launching a full revitalization of the historic waterworks, set to begin later this year. We've also made steady progress on trail connectivity. The Northeast 31st Avenue Multi-Use Trail and Sweetwater Recreational Trail will add more than 2 miles of safe routes linking East Side neighborhoods, Depot Park, and Sweetwater Wetlands Park. We've repaired the historic elevator at the old post office building and federal courthouse, the Hippodrome building. And we completed ADA access improvements at Kiwanis Challenge Park and will soon finish them at Green Tree Dog Park, making our shared spaces more welcoming for everyone. And as I continue to prioritize the creation of a large new recreational park in my district of Southwest Gainesville, the city is closing on the property needed to build it at Southwest 47th Avenue. Every playground, trail, swimming pool, and soccer field is part of the same goal, a Gainesville where connection, recreation, and access belong to all of us.
Thank you, Commissioner Willits. So just this morning, before we started, I learned that the courts and the trails at Tom Petty Park that have been revitalized and rebuilt are open starting tomorrow. So great work by Wild Spaces, Public Places, and Rec staff. It is still an active construction site. There's a lot more that will be finishing up later this year, but the courts are open. For all you pickleball folks out there, get busy. Every investment you've heard about this morning is part of one combined effort to make Gainesville a place that is welcoming and that works for everyone. Everyone includes our young people. The City of Gainesville is privileged to have a youth steering committee filled with young leaders from our community. I get the opportunity to meet and have dinner with them from time to time. Their opinions are thoughtful and informed, and they present an annual report to the full City Commission. Members of our Youth Steering Committee, if y'all would please stand up and be recognized. I also want to recognize someone who has given to our community for many years, and upon his retirement has earned our deepest appreciation. Next month, Alan Penksa will step down as CEO of Gainesville Regional Airport after 18 years of service. He leaves behind an airport that continues to grow and evolve, linking our community to the world. Now, if you've been here for 18 years, at least, you know that over the last 18 years, that airport is a different place than it was then. If you've been here as long as I have, you know that it is unrecognizable from what it was in the 1970s. And we are lucky and blessed to have that airport. And it is where it is because Alan Pinksa made it that way, along with many, many other folks at the airport. So we wanted to take this opportunity to recognize him. The fact is, like cities all over this great country of ours, we're connected to the world more than ever. And as those connections grow, we're finding balance between the past we've inherited and the future that we're building. The spirit that once laid rail lines across the ridge that Gainesville was built on, which is why we have a train on our city seal, by the way, there's a reason for that, is also the spirit that rebuilt our downtown from ashes after the Great Fire of 1884. It's the spirit that attracted a world-class university in 1905. It's the spirit that turned Lincoln High School into only the second fully accredited black high school in the state of Florida in 1926. And it's the spirit that made a music store into a landmark and a group of teenagers into rock and roll icons. It's the same spirit that's alive right here, right now, and the people who serve and teach and build and create in the community that we love today. 250 years into the American experiment, Gainesville grows, Gainesville evolves, Gainesville abides. And like the nation itself, our story isn't finished. It's unfolding all around us because what we do, how we treat each other matters. Your effort matters. You matter. As we celebrate America's birthday this year, Gainesville message is simple. The work of greatness begins at home. It begins with the people who pick up the tools, who roll out the plans, and who play the keyboards. It begins with banding together and running down a dream wherever it may lead. Manye Fowler, I believe this concept in the Ghanaian context would be called the spirit of Sankofa, the importance of learning from the past to build a better future. That's how we honor our history while preparing for a tomorrow in which we all move forward together. The state of our city is strong, and its story, Gainesville's spirited chapter of the American story, is still being written by all of us. Thank you for allowing me to share a few minutes with you this morning. May God bless you and each of our neighbors, and may God bless the city of Gainesville. Thank you.